Storm. We need to play Black-White Ketramose, though. Since I think I like Black-White more than Esper. I really miss the relics. Psychic Frog also just doesn't seem very well positioned at the moment. I don't know if that's a crazy thing to say. Psychic Frog is very broken, but I haven't exactly been crazy for it. But we got the Showcase Challenge tomorrow. We need it's between this deck and the Black-White Ketramose. It's kind of good to play them both back to back and get a little bit more of a vibe check, I think. Don't know if I'm going to make any changes. I was looking at a little bit last night and didn't end up really wanting to change anything from the main. I'm liking the Thoughtseizes. I'm liking the relics. We could cut the third Flicker Wisp potentially. Oh, we did cut the third Flicker Wisp. Okay, great. Or did we? Hot take, Goryo's the best Psychic Frog deck, and at least in the EU has better performance than Demir Esperfoculus. Yeah, I think that's a good take. Sideboard is weird. Am I happy with the Phantoms? Yeah, kind of simply, I think this deck's weakest matchup is Eldrazi. I want to play 8 sideboard cards for it so I can cut Fatal Push and Solitude against them. And the best 2 cards I believe are Phantom and Break the Ice. You could play one less of these cards and play 1 Shatter Assumptions or just Assumptions as the 9th card. But Eldrazi is very popular. It's your worst matchup. I don't think it's that weird. And so obviously it's a lot of slots, but we're also kind of pre-boarded against a lot of stuff with the relics, which is nice. But I agree that sideboard's weird, but it's also kind of the same as I'm sideboarding Consign and I'm sideboarding Phantoms and Esper, but I'm just sideboarding Break the Ices instead of Consign. Yeah, I thought about Hallowed Founts and Consign, but I feel like I just want to play Break the Ice instead. Break the Ice is also really good a lot of times. Oh, hold on, 2 cards are missing from the main deck here. How did this happen? Looks like 2 lands are missing somehow. No, not Flooded Strands. We have the 2 Witch Enchanters, 2 Trawlers. So this is 17 plus 4 is 21. There should be 23 lands. Oh, it's 2 basic planes. Wait, you didn't give me basic planes? I still have a no basic land issue after shredding my collection. I'm pretty low on them. That was weird. I guess Mana Traders just doesn't want to give me basics. But no, it didn't import with basics. Weird. Okay, let's get in there. I have ever since I've been playing 3 in these kind of decks. I haven't really regretted it, and I would recommend it to you as well. Yeah, my first season was my first trophy was the Monument deck, and then we got another one with Hammer today. Okay, first time seeing energy in a little bit. I think I can afford to Thoughtseize turn 1. Imagine if we were just on the play here. All 3 drops. I think we need to take the Spyro because it's so good with the Flage. Shout out this conversation. They drew a Johnny? Ugh. Fuck, dude. That's just the game. That's just the game, I guess. So I need to play Felia this turn. Yeah, the other trophy was on my other account. Did your Galvanic Discharge a Johnny Galvanic Discharge? Or are they trying to Flage kill my Felia? I'm okay if they Flage kill my Felia this turn. So I'm going to cast... let's just get that 2 for 1 kind of... Just imagine they just didn't top deck a Johnny. Some dreams that cannot be. So I think I'm going to go Overlord plus 1 drop this turn. Seems like that one drop needs to be Relic of Progenitus so that I can not get flaged by a fetch land. Was the Esper version worse because the mana? The mana was a factor for sure. Relic is also, I think, better than Psychic Frog, which is kind of weird to say, and I think Thoughtseize is better than Snare. Like, Frog is good, but it's kind of felt poorly positioned. It's been kind of slow, and there's a lot of fatal pushes. People are pretty ready for it. Relic also just like makes your Ketramose online really quickly, which is super nice. Speak of the god. Imagine them top decking Bombardment. Well, hopefully that's just an imagination and not my cruel reality in a moment. Although I do have Solitude. So my opponent's hand is Ranger Captain Mystery card. T-Vin with the 22 months. Thank you. Welcome back, my friend. I think Siege Rhino is better than and fully warrants Abzan. And I do not want to rain on that parade at all. I hope you keep thinking that. What's up?
I'm breathing hard because I went down the stairs carrying boxes.
Okay, I see. I thought you were just sighing at me.
Okay. Oh, that's so cute. Felia?
Felia, yeah. She's
so
dead,
cute.
actually. She's dead.
No. Oh no, my Shayla. Have you seen that?
I've heard someone say that. I don't know what that's.
It's a sound.
Okay.
And okay, you're in the middle of the last league. You're like at the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's up?
Well, I was gonna go mail the boxes, and then maybe if I come back, then we can go to the gym.
You shouldn't wait on me, but
okay.
That sounds like a plan. Okay, I don't want to lose one more life and die to another Flage, so we're going to pop the Relic on their turn. Static Prison. We're not dead, but we're pretty behind again. Their hand is Static Prison Ragavan. Good shit. Yeah, I've got secret Valentine's plans today. Boros. I'm not sure how to beat any of these decks with Jund Delirium. That's the neat part. Yeah, you don't really. Yeah, Felia is Michael Major's dog, right? Very cute. So I'm definitely keeping this. I think I'm leading on the Surveil land, even though I would really like to get the Relic down for Ketramose. I think just having the tap land makes it kind of weird. I guess I don't know. Maybe this is just wrong. Yeah, no, I should play it. I should play Relic. I should go Plains Relic, and then I can go Trawler, Felia, and if I draw an untapped land, that's great. I get to go Ketramose, draw a couple cards, or I could just go Overlord, flicker the Overlord. Are deck techs still paused? Yeah, they are. The only time I really am enjoying doing deck techs is like when we're just waiting for the challenge to start and we just have a moment. But in the middle of matches, they're just dead. All right, let's go. We 4-1'd our Monument League. Deck's still looking pretty good. We lost a set to Storm. That deck's still pretty good too. I think I tapped this, yeah. I'm probably going to go for Overlord this turn. And then they're going to flip the Ajani. Let's see if we find Solitude first. Find Flicker Wisp. So the Wisp maybe changes the equation. Maybe I just target the cat, and then I'd be okay with a double block here, and I could just Flicker Wisp this. I think that's probably a fine plan. Kind of weird. You might just be better to target the Overlord. I might just be crazy here. I'm pretty happy if they just don't block like this also. One card too deep. I wonder if that was a reason. Maybe I wonder if I had played my Surveil land and I saw that Solitude, if I would have taken a different line here. Spike, you like Thoughtseize in Modern? I think Thoughtseize is a good Modern card. Yeah. I do think it's funny. The last time we had a conversation about best cards in Modern, there were a lot of people that said it was Thoughtseize, which is not something I think. But Bolt, I don't know. Every day you come in, Spike, do you like this card you're playing as a 4 in your deck? Yeah, Bolt. Yes, I like Thoughtseize. Every day for years. And I love you and appreciate that you're here. But we can shortcut this, I promise. Yes, I like Thoughtseize. It's in the deck. Alright, taking 4 down to 12. Yeah, I'm just going to go Ketramose, Solitude, Pitch, Flicker, Wisp, exile the Guide of Souls, leave up the Relic Pop, or maybe I might pop Relic main phase. And maybe I should. Yeah, let's just tap the Relic first actually, because this is card 4 in the yard, and this will be 5 and then 6. I guess I should have, sequenced this so I could draw Ephemerate. Okay, so I guess we're casting this one to get our 7th card in exile here. You're brewing Abzan? Yeah, I'm not getting super far on it. It just seems like the curve is like way too high every time I build it, and it just doesn't look as good as these builds, but I'd like to figure it out at some point. Thraben Charm, kill my Overlord. Not the best turn. They do have another Static Prison. That's something. They can hit me for 1 down to 7. They flipped the Johnny. Okay, we're gaming. I think Siege Rhino will be a great addition. Well, you've come to the wrong channel if you expect me to try to appease you by registering Siege Rhino. I'm not going to do that. I might reflip the Johnny. Is that crazy? It's like a little crazy. Siege Rhino is well positioned. Spike tried out. Siege Rhino is not well positioned. You can't just say things like that. And it's not well positioned. In fact, they printed Bright Glass Gearhulk. It's like a Siege Rhino that gives you 2 like Static Prison, Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride, Colossus Hammer Shaft, Sigarda's Aid. Like, what are we talking about? It's kind of interesting if, like, do I go to 3 if they attack with both cats? I think I should, so that I can use my Flicker Wisp to just easily kill the Ajani, and then I could do something like get back Ketramose, Solitude my own Overlord. Could you let them target first? Why would you do that? You could do that, and then you would remove the red permanent, and then it wouldn't work. But there's not really any need there. I'm trying to hover over, but it's too much lag, so I'm just going to click OK. I played Omnath Control for a while, but these unbans made it unplayable. How did you like it before the bans? Because I don't think it was super good then either. I don't have a white card. So I think I still grab the Ketramose. Then I go Solitude my own Overlord, and I gain 5 up to 8, and then I'm not dead to any single removal spell. Not dead to a Flage either, which is the biggest problem. Yeah, I think this is better than like just trying to bank on drawing one with Relic. In fact, it might even just have been better to get another Solitude, because like the Static Prison's probably going to die. I had Glarb in my last version on with control. He won me every game. Hell yeah. Okay, so they're attacking with everything. I'm gonna block here. I don't know if this attack, how good this attack is. I feel like they maybe should have gone killed the Solitude with the cats and then hit me for 3. Interesting that they let the trade happen. So I'm at 9. It's a pretty healthy life total. Right, let's attack for 3. You main phase to play around something specific. I mean, maybe not something super specific, but if they have Lightning Bolt, which isn't very common, I'm dead. I'm gonna. I usually if I'm gonna do something that they get a 3-man charm for the Overlord. If I'm gonna do something and my opponent can make me do it by just attacking, like in that spot, I have to Solitude if my opponent just attacks. And so if they can do that without showing me what their card is, there's not really any reason to not main phase it, if that makes sense. It's just like a good sequencing strategy, in my opinion. But I think I'm just going to Wrath X equals 2. So pop a Relic and then Wrath X equals 2. So, sorry, for some reason I thought I had one less mana. I guess I just popped the other Relic too. Never Wrath for 0. You could Wrath for 0 here. I think just like if this Goblin Bombardment is dead, what is my opponent supposed to do this game? So I feel like once I settled on that conclusion, it seems like this was just the line. I don't think I ever played with Glarb. How the challenge with Esper go? We lost to Hollow One. I think we would have won game 1 if we were on the play, and then we lost to Esper, Ketramose, Oculus. But I'm looking to play this in the showcase tomorrow. All right, go to game 3. I do think this is better than Esper. Psychic Frog isn't that well positioned. The better mana is nice. Break the Ice and Consign aren't that different. I do think Consign is better than Break the Ice, but so like that's a point for Esper. I think Thoughtseize is better than Spell Snare though at the moment. And I've been pretty happy with Relic over Frog so far. So yes. Have I Flicker Wisp the land side of Boggart Trawler to turn it into a creature? Yeah. Can you explain why you have so much land hate in your sideboard? Yeah, Eldrazi is one of the most popular decks in Modern, and it's not a very good matchup. I'm actually going to be exiling the Ocelot Pride first here. They do have the discharge. So I think what I would do this turn is play Emperor of Bones. This way, if they don't have a removal spell, I can get the Solitude back. And if they do have the removal spell, then I can go Overlord, get back Emperor of Bones, play Trawler tapped, and then go Emperor Solitude next turn. Thraven Charm, so nice. So, enacting that plan. We got 3 cards. If they have a second Galvanic Discharge, that's obviously pretty bad for us. Good draw, though. They're sure F6'd. Fine. Yeah, people just don't F6 bluff enough for me to think that they are here. I'm doing this on my instep, so the life gain from Solitude doesn't trigger Ocelot Pride. And so that we have an extra blocker against Ocelot Pride if they do have a removal spell. Could attack and, gain 3 instead of taking this line. I think this is okay. You can play Nile Spellbomb over Relic. You can play Ghost Vacuum. You can play Scrabble and Claws. But to not open the conversation again, Relic is the best. You can, Lawson. I won't look at it, but if you want to share your historic deck, that's fine. You can play Cling to Dust, yeah. So, looks like we're getting pretty rewarded for our line with the Solitude. Some more lag, though. It's been getting bad again. I don't know. Don't know what's going on. Did I restart? I don't know. Dead Emperor of Bones. 2 cards in our opponent's hand. We played Repurposing Bay 2 days ago, and it was doing some powerful stuff, but very weak to hate cards. So if hate cards are less popular, if we can figure out a more resilient build, which seems unlikely, circle back to it. All right, no attacks, of course. What do we draw? A Relic of Progenitus. I think I'm going to play this tapped. I'm not a big Sinew fan. I think the card quality is pretty low, and it just, like, if I was going to play a 2-mana creature that synergized with Ketramose, I would play the 4th Emperor of Bones, probably. All right, my opponents use 1 discharge, 2 Thraben Charms. Hopefully they're out of ammo here. So I think I have enough 5-mana spells in my deck that I want to pop the Relic into turn here. Not a bad one. I thought you hated Death and Taxes. Is this Death and Taxes? I don't know, but I do like to be on top of broken modern decks. Like, the fact that, like, this deck just outgrinds Boros is absurd. It just does kind of everything Boros does, but better, it feels. All right, take Emperor of Bones, which is just better with the Wisp, I think. What are you doing here, Molten Rain? Get out of here. Go home, you're drunk, Molten Rain. Yeah, I take back everything I said about this matchup. There she is. Were they even on the play this game? Okay, they were on the play in their defense. Molten Rain. Maybe we should have some Vindicates in the board over some of the Break the Ices. You know what? I think for the showcase, I'll probably just split Vindicate and Break the Ice. Although Vindicate could even like just be better because of Utopia Sprawl. Do you feel like you lack life gain to offset Ketramose hurting me? I mean, it's a 4/4 lifelinker, so not really. So have Solitude. Monument's been really good. We're 11-3 overall. We trophied with it yesterday. We did 4-1 with it today. Been good. Yeah, also nice answer to Elish Norn. So, you know, thank you, Molten Rain. All right, they top deck another banger here. Yeah, we should maybe have our own Elish Norns in the sideboard, although maybe Vindicate kind of does a similar thing if it answers opposing Elish Norns. Kind of weird to think of it that way, maybe. Okay, so we're going to go down to 2. I just think I want to keep my life total as high as possible, despite like Felia obviously being a powerful effect here. Is there a deck that puts counters and improved bones? I mean, if you want to play Idyllic Range to do that, that's a fine choice. Need pest controllers. We got a couple Wrathless guys in the deck still. And yeah, I don't think I want to be losing a life for a card in this particular spot. We can draw a bunch of cards next turn after we gain 4 life. My opponent has 4 energy, 2 static prisons. Trying to keep using Martigoro since I think it's a good deck. Have updated mine. Not since Opal Looting unbanned. I don't agree that it's a good deck. I think that there are like better ways to utilize Looting and Opal. But you know, I encourage you to keep working on it if you believe in it. I haven't been trying, so I could be wrong. Oh no, I think I'm lagging. Okay, they're conceding. Great. Yeah, you could do Goryo's with the Ketramose. I don't know if that's something we're going to get to anytime soon, but I'm sure other people will be on it. All right, let's keep this. Gonna put back Solitude. I keep trying to use Mardu Goryo since I think it's a good deck. I've updated yours. Oh, wait, Mardu Goryo's? I read that as Mardu Greasefang. And that's the same comment, I think. I have not updated Mardu Goryo's. However, I do think Ketramose can go into Mardu Goryo's as well as Esper Goryo's. But probably better in Esper. Okay, we're on the play against Breach with a pretty good hand against them. So let's take the Mox Opal, which right now is their only source of blue mana. Not that they quite have Metalcraft, but they'll have it next turn with the Grinding Station. Yeah, no Raptor, no Ring, obviously, you know, they got a lot of bans. No Gigantha, which is relevant, of course. Do you think this deck needs 4 Ketramose? We don't have Frog already, so maybe 3 or 2, be able to have more tools. Probably just wrong. I think you're definitely wrong. I think Ketramose is broken. You can pitch extra copies to Solitude. You basically always want to top deck it. Just honestly, it sounds like a little bit of I don't want to buy Ketramose, which I do hear you. So they found another Mox Opal. How good is my Relic going to be at containing this Emery? Not that good, but if I just take the Opal, then they don't have the blue mana necessarily. And if they do draw a blue land, they can't go Saga plus Emery. So yeah, let's take the Opal again. Kind of weird. I'm actually going to play the Bog. Life total is getting real low, but thankfully they don't pressure us too much. But I might be able to Witch Enchanter the Saga, and I want to Surveil too. Cat wasn't that high on Ketramose after playing it. I know that. I've heard that. I also heard that from Dingo. I think that their thoughts on Ketramose will age poorly. My thoughts on Ketramose could age poorly. But I also I don't know if you've been watching the stream this week. Ketramose has been really insane. It is not 3 mana win the game, and kind of the same way Oko is not 3 mana win the game. But it's 3 mana. It's 3 mana. You can't outgrind me. You can aggro kill me maybe, and you can combo kill me, but it's just so so difficult to outgrind. It is just it's just that card, you know. Personally, Ketramose was amazing the entire league I played it. Yeah, I think like cards like this can be hard to evaluate too. Because what is this card? It's a 3-mana card advantage engine, you know, and it's the kind of the best one in the format. Could it make Esper control work? Yeah, a more controlling build is interesting with Leyline Binding. I've been trying to figure out how that looks, and I haven't been able to crack the code. Okay, so what's cool about this is this lets me hold up a relic pop. And not be so cold to a breach. Already have 4 of them? Great. It feels like we take some important tools to the deck. Just a feeling I don't test yet. I'm of the opinion right now that you should play 4 Ketramose. That's what I recommend still. Could be wrong. It's still week 1. Here with the Eldrazi matchup. It's not very good. That's why I have so many sideboard cards for it. I've just added some Vindicates, which aren't in the build now, but if I play this deck tomorrow in the showcase, I'll play some Vindicates, which help against Utopia Sprawl and Karn and stuff. In fact, Vindicate might just be better than Break the Ice. It's also better against Titan, too, which is more popular. So their hand is Imri, Spell Pierce, mystery cards. They built a Bauble and a Grinding Station. They found another copy of Urza Saga. So if I guess I'm going to block the construct with my Flicker Wisp. Is there anything I could draw off the relic right now that would make me change my mind? I don't think so. I think I'm going to pop the relic end of turn so that I can try to draw. It's like second Witch Enchanter is relevant for the 4th mana. If I draw a Ketramose and I don't have Relic in play, it's still like pretty powerful. And I want to pop anyways to stop Imri. Well, that is a little bit awkward. Single blue shockland. Yeah, you could do a blue shockland for consigns. I could be convinced that that's optimal. Yeah, kind of weak to Micah Spawn. Like you kind of want to play 2, and then the mana's like a lot worse with 2. Mana is also worse with 1. Not a lot worse, but worse. Any Aetherspark Stoneforge builds in the making? We trophied with 4 Stoneforge Mystic and Aetherspark today, but it was in Hammer, and we didn't put Aetherspark into play 1 time. So, and then I decided I probably wanted to cut the Aetherspark because I didn't feel like it. I feel like the card plays better in more grindy builds, probably. Zero on the top, 2 on the bottom with the Preordain. Need a big top deck. It's a good top deck. What? Oh no, I did not mean to pay 2 life. I was trying to click yield through turn here. That sucks, sorry. Sorry. I'm thinking about blocking here. Classic 2 p.m. punt. Is Kaldra antiquated? You could play Kaldra over Aetherspark in that kind of shell still. I don't think Kaldra's super good at the moment. There's like Flicker Wisp is like a really common modern card. There's a lot of incidental stuff it's weak to. I would probably play Nettle Cyst. Because I always like one equipment that you can just kind of value get with Stoneforge Mystic, and I like that Nettle Cyst is one that you can get and have your Stoneforge be a 2-for-1 if it gets removal spelled, which kind of complements the Gear Hulk plan, if that makes sense. Aether Spellbomb. So this is a pretty good line. I need to chump block. Remember trying Aegis with Stoneforge? Yeah, Aegis is okay. I don't know. I liked it. I did like it because I was like really cryptic coat pilled, and coat was like kind of good for a time. So yeah, we target the Witch Enchanter, and then they bounce an Emperor with the Aether Spell Bomb. So let's just go make them. I don't think they know about the double adapt trick. What's the trick? Here's the trick. They bounce it, and you just adapt again. Kind of an easy thing to miss. Yeah, I played Esper, Ketramose in the challenge, lost to Hollow One, lost to Esper, Ketramose with Oculus. I'm feeling like I like Black-White more. Double adapt trick. Rumble. Revealing Urza, another Saga, or Tomio. We've talked a lot about Relic versus Ghost Vacuum. The short answer is Relic is much better, and it's not really very close. I think I'm gonna haste a Tomio here and have a Clue token, and have a 4/4 to block the 4/4 construct next turn. We lost to Esper Oculus or Esper Ketramose. It was Esper Oculus playing Ketramose. No more 5-0s. We did 4-1 with Monument. They still have that Spell Pierce in the hand too. I did forget about it for a second. I kind of want to pop the Relic now so I have something to target with Emperor of Bones. That seems wrong. Ketramose with Frog seems crazy good. They are good together, but Frog in general has been feeling less well positioned, and playing Frog raises your mana curve and makes your mana more painful. And you don't get to play Relic, and Relics have just been so good too. Hardcast? We're shields down from an Underworld Breach, so there's that, but it's okay. My opponent can go, they can make this a 5/5. And then I can go block the construct, ephemerate the Overlord, trade the ephemerate for the Spell Pierce maybe, and then just trade the construct for the Overlord for the construct. Although I found a Solitude, and I also found a Ketramose. So yeah, seems like I want the Solitude here. I think Titan's Nest is too slow to combo with. We've played some Titan's Nest. It is not a very good card. So gotta dodge a Breach. Not the easiest thing to do. Their hand right now is Spell Pierce 3 mystery cards. I'd like to see a Saga token. It's good for me. I can even, like, if they attack with a construct, I mean, it's kind of tough because I'm thinking that I want to Solitude the Emery. In fact, actually, I think I want this Overlord to die too, so I can go, like, Emperor of Bones, back the Overlord, get back Ketramose, potentially. Hard to say. Well, dead. Right? Is there any way we get out of this? I don't think there is. Making red mana. No, they have Mox Opal, so Salty Emery doesn't do anything. Dang, tough game. Okay, down a game. I mean, we could see their deck here, but I want to try to finish this league, so let's keep the show rolling a little bit. So we're gonna bring in the Cage, the Interrupters, and the Wrath Disguise, which I think is better than Stupid Pest Control in this matchup. Also, the Phantoms are pretty good since they usually play 1 or 2 basics. I think it's been like 1 basic a lot lately, right? And then we've been cutting the Overlord Felia Flickerwisp package to make room for all of this stuff, which I think is fine. We go down to 1 Emperor. And then we say, actually, no Emperors in Wisps. I think this is usually the order. Yeah, okay. This is usually what we do. Let's try it. Never got the story behind the new streaming room. There's not. This is just downstairs. Well, I'm trying to redo the upstairs, and I have made very little progress on that. But I also like being down here. It's just, it's really good to be down here in the evenings. Just can hang out with Esther and get work done a bit easier. Like, I'm probably gonna set up like another computer down here if or when I move back up. I think we're keeping this. Lag is so bad. Keeping Felias, you can remove constructs that way. Felia is not very good against constructs. Because like a lot of times what's happening is your opponent is holding up an Urza Saga activation, and then if you attack into them, then they just make a construct and block. So it can be pretty awkward, right? I think we keep a push here. I'm also not sure if I'm supposed to relic my Heath on those kind of turns. But we also have Wrath Disguise, and we have Flickerwisp, and we have Witch Enchanter. So we have a lot of answers to Saga as well. Is there a lure to the ground version that uses Guide Pride instead of Felia Overlord? Yeah, Canister had a build like that. I think I like this build more. A little bit of a combo for sure. So I draw Fatal Push. Let's just Surveil again. Don't think I want another Solitude. Yeah, I've not drawn a lot of Ketramoses this league. Shout out third Surveil land. Am I a Monster Hunter enjoyer? I've never played any of the Monster Hunter games. I was thought about I'm almost done with that Metaphor Atlas game. There's some really annoying bosses in the end game that I just did not really enjoy playing against. Well, besides that game has been okay. But I'm finally through those, so I'm going to probably finish that soon. And I was thinking about playing. There's some like new medieval game set in the 1400s. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Metaphor's combat system. Yeah, the three dragons are just like not very fun either. Yeah, I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, something like that. I've seen some like clips, and I watched Everos play some of it this week. You haven't played Liza P. I mean, I'm probably just not going to be playing a lot of video games, but I was thinking I might try the Kingdom Come game. Well, I wanted to Flickerwisp this turn. I think let's just go ahead and play a tapped Trawler. Although I guess this could be worth. No, you just want to like Aven Interrupter really proactively. Like if my opponent casts any spell, I'm going to interrupt it. I think you would like Monster Hunter's doing coming out end of the month. One of my like old roommates, him and his girlfriend, they were really into it. I don't know. I never really tried it. I do like video games. I'm sure it's great. Okay, so... Well, I was going to go for Flicker Wisp, but let's win the game. Looks like relicking my own Heath earlier this game would have worked out, by the way. If we're keeping track. I'll let that one go. I guess maybe I should have. Maybe I could have even interrupted it, I suppose. But it's really bad if they go like Wizard into Flame. So probably just better to let it resolve. Yeah, let's interrupt this one so we don't have to keep holding up mana. And remember, the interrupter just has like its static ability just stops Breach from working, or at least they have to go like Breach 3 mana to kill it, then combo off, which can be kind of tough. This is also only the 6th card in exile, but we can go like Flicker Wisp the Trawler. Oh, they consign that ETB. Okay, that's good for me because the interrupter is still interrupting the combo. In fact, my opponent might... there's been some mistakes against Aven Interrupter where they don't realize the static ability stops the combo. So there's a chance my opponent goes land Underworld Breach here, but they don't do that. All right, let's start off with a Thoughtseize. Wow, they did not Lightning Bolt my Aven Interrupter in response. Seems like I still want to discard the Breach. Yeah, they're just going to consign this, which is a problem. Oh, they didn't consign it. That's great news. I only needed one more card in exile. I'm not sure how I miscounted. Yeah, they can consign the return. That would be okay. We could maybe ephemerate this thing, but I'm not sure if we want to do that or not. Okay. So now Ketramose is online. We get to draw a card. The interrupter didn't put the grinding station in exile. That was what I missed because of the consign. Yeah, then they're probably going to go Fire Spout, and I'll Ephemerate in response, but then they'll go consign the Aven Interrupter ETB. So do I want to Ephemerate in response? They top decked an Underworld Breach. That's bad. But I don't think that this... necessarily gets there. Yeah, we just get to ephemerate the interrupter to protect it from the bolt. And they can consign. Oh no, okay, one thing that's kind of awkward about this is the Aven Interrupter has to target this lightning bolt. Okay, but one thing that's not awkward about this now is my opponent has just conceded the game, so that's good news. Alright, go to game 3. Aren't they supposed to consign the return to battlefield trigger anyways? I would think so, yeah. They probably should have consigned. They could have also consigned the first Flicker Wisp thing. All right. Going to game 3. They're on a mulligan to 6. Yeah, they had 2 consigns in their hand. Could have blocked the 3-1 and removed. Could have blocked the 3-1 and removed Underworld Breach Grinding Station. Oh, blinked to the 3-1. Well, they could have consigned the Boggart Trawler ETB. We know they have consigned in their hand, so that line loses. Tapped Stomping Ground. Mox Opal. Mox. Or Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble. No Emery. I feel like they just never have the Emery. Is Consign worth bringing as black-white? I think it's pretty good, yeah. They could have won. You had no way to interact with the graveyard. No, the Avid Interrupter was stopping the... Like, every time they breached something, it cost 2 more mana. Avid Interrupter was interacting with their graveyard there. I feel like my opponent's going to consign my White Orchid Phantom ETB, and that'll be okay. What's the best deck you played with Ketramose? I think I like this build the most so far. That's why I really like Avid Interrupter against Breach, is because you get to like proactively interact with them, use your mana, kind of like not exactly 2 for 1, but then slow them down a lot, and then it's just like statically in play. It has flash, which is nice. Doesn't get portable hold, which some builds play. Kill my relic. Okay. I guess sorry, I should have exiled my own Flooded Strand. My one's got 1 card in their hand. Also, Breach gamers, are y'all back on 2 basics or are you still on 1? I cannot keep up. Is there a black-white build that isn't running Overlord Felly? I feel like it's an entirely different game plan. Entirely different to what? But I mean, we played against Smallpox earlier today. What's my pin on Torpor Orb versus Energy? It's really awkward if you go turn 2 Orb and then they play a Flage, but 1 currently? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's really awkward if you go Torpor Orb and then they Flage. So let's keep this on top. I'm going to Fatal Push the Tamiyo main phase. I'm going to upkeep... I guess upkeep loses to Flame of Anor. I also do want them to fetch, so I have a second Phantom target. Is their last card Spell Pierce? I guess their last card can't be Flame of Anor. They would have just already cast it. Sink into the stupor of my Fatal Push. Okay. So as nuts as Ketramose is, if I Solitude this Tamiyo, I deny them 2 mana. Oh, sorry, I should have definitely upkeeped it at this point. And then I get to rebound and Stone Rain them again, so I think I just Solitude here. And I'm drawing Avid Interrupter also. This is like, I'm almost like, even though it's a 2 for 1 in their favor, like the token is worth 2 mana and a card. So I think I just have to Solitude. And then I draw Avid Interrupter. Yeah, I think bringing in the first Torpor Orb is probably good against Energy to circle back, especially if they're on like a bunch of Spyros, you probably play 2. Sweet that Ephemerate is double Stone Rain in the spot. Opponent lagging pretty bad. We're about to draw Avid Interrupter because we surveilled it to the top. Passing back. I'm glad that we kind of confirmed also that the Phantom sideboard plan seems to be worth it at the moment. I hope I don't get got by a second basic land at the Showcase Challenge tomorrow, though. They can still win with mana artifact the issue. They're better on the play. I mean, the Night Orchid Phantoms don't win the game by themselves, but I think they're a good complement to the rest of your plan in the matchup. They complement the Wrath Disguise particularly well, I think. Flooded Strand, Thundering Falls, Counterspell. This is definitely a matchup where you really miss the Aether Vials, I think. Well, I know what I'm targeting with Flicker Wisp. I'm not exactly expecting it to resolve, but if you target this it gets stone rained. But I think we're almost definitely just jamming here. Well, yeah, I think we're still jamming. I think it's just kind of hard to set up for to expect both of these to resolve. This is more mana efficient. I can maybe draw another 2 and double spell next turn. They also maybe have a counterspell and don't know that this just deletes their land. We haven't tested the 2 mana flying Mako yet. It's funny, did you ever get around to testing it? We're like 4 days in, and Aethedrift is really full of gas. Pun intended. Wow, no land. So do we just get to impending the Overlord? Which is just incredibly good against them too. There's a Witch Enchanter. What was that land interaction? So if you, I'm going to maybe bluff Velia or be able to like crack this and push or ephemerate. When you flicker an MDFC that's a spell, an instant or sorcery on the front half and a land on the back half, when you flicker it, it tries to come back as the front half. It can't, you can't enter as an instant or a sorcery, so it just stays in exile instead. Very fun interaction. So there's a Ketramose. Let's maybe not just jam it into the open mana. Yeah, we're going to play... I'm committed to playing Market Back Walker tomorrow in between rounds of the Showcase Challenge for the first time. There's just so much to get to, and there's a Showcase Challenge tomorrow. You know, we got... this is not one of those standard sets where we have everything tested in a week and we're back to normal. It's going to be a few weeks. The yellow borders hit us. Yeah, this is all they had on GoatBots. This is kind of fun. Oh, this is why the lag is back. Oh my gosh. Can I... This is definitely why the lag is back. 100%. This is why Magic Online is lagging again. It's not worth it. Stop trying to do animations until the client works, please. I know that these are cool and I know that they're fun. It's not worth it if the client isn't broken. If the client is laggy. How is this still happening? The client will never work. The client works when they don't have these animations. Like it works. You can turn that off. I mean, I have animations disabled. Like, what else do I need to press? I think I might put had a counterspell, they would have used it here, right? Okay, I wasn't expecting them to have a Solitude. They pitch a Wrath Disguise. They exile my Wisp instead of my Solitude, which is interesting. Okay, so I guess we're going to play Ketramose and Velia this turn cycle. Probably getting countered. We 4-1'd with Monument today. We went 7-2 with it yesterday. No, 7-3 with it yesterday. Oh, so we're 11-4, not 11-3. O2 dropped the challenge, lost to Hollow One, lost to Esper, Ketramose, Oculus. Now we're testing Black-White again to see if we want to play this or the Monument to Endurance deck in the Showcase Challenge tomorrow. Leaning towards this. This deck just doesn't get blown out by sideboard cards, you know. Damn, it sounds way cool for Mono Red Bird deck. It is good. It's been pretty cool too. I would recommend the deck. All right, blow me out with Consign and then concede the game. What a kind opponent. Okay, so Aven Interrupters and Phantoms coming in for 3 of the Solitudes and 4 of the Fatal Pushes. Well, that was a main deck card. Spike, what the fuck was the hammer build? It was the best hammer deck you've seen in years. We 5-0'd with it. Gearhulk, it seems like it solves a lot of problems for the archetype. It's just big, chunky 3-for-1 that is also pretty fast with Mox Opal. A lot of times you get Mox Opal plus hammer, or you can get like boots if you have Sigarda's Aid in play, boots plus aid. There's like a lot of options. And with Mox Opal, Springleaf Gem cast it pretty fast. So are there these different gold Ketramose? Yeah, there are only 2 of the regular ones in stock, so I had to buy 2 different gold ones today. No, not playing Ink Moth. You can find the list in the Mox Field. Still playing Saga. You can't play Ink Moth with the green white card. Saga's like weirdly fine because like you can get a colored mana off of Saga, and you can also like get a colored mana off Saga, float a colorless, cast Gearhulk, and then cast whatever you tutor off the Gearhulk with the floating mana. Yeah, the mana was fine. Just don't play Ink Moth. Okay, on the draw against Jeskai Control, let's click the keep button. What is the goal of having 8 land destruction spells on the sideboard? Is Break the Ice easy enough to cast where we are mainly white in our mana base? We're fine at casting Break the Ice, yeah. The goal is that Eldrazi is one of the most popular decks in the format. That being said, I've actually decided to cut the Break the Ice for Vindicates, where Vindicate is better against Titan, and it's maybe better against Eldrazi also because of Utopia Sprawl. So just as a heads up there. But it's not that hard to cast. So let's take the Galvanic Discharge. This way I can play Emperor of Bones, I can target the Solitude. And then I'm just kind of totally okay if they like have to pitch Solitude next turn. Yeah, being able to just go get Sigarda's Aid Gearhulk Sigarda's Aid Colossus Hammer with the Gearhulk was really, really strong. So yeah, I'm okay if we just get our 2-for-1 here and they get the Ketramose or the Emperor of Bones. This doesn't die to Verdict. Trigger on the stack. They let me draw a card. Also, if they Solitude the Ketramose, they draw a card. Is Sun Cleanser no longer playable? Energy is on the downtick. Energy is definitely on the downtick. The energy matchups are good with this deck, so I don't think you need to play Sun Cleanser, but you could play Sun Cleanser. Are they gonna cast Supreme Verdict here? Now playing around Snapcaster Discharge? No, I don't think they have Snapcaster in their deck. Probably, I would be surprised to see it. So let's main phase this. We could see a Overlord. And we could reanimate it. So we don't get to attack just quite yet. Kind of shocking my opponent just isn't Solituding. The problem with Thought Seizing is my opponent will Solitude the Ketramose. That's actually fine, because then it's just a 3-for-1. Because I get to draw a card when they Solitude it. Oh, and then I can pop the Relic and I can draw 3 more cards. Great. Ketramose broken. I just think it's so funny too. The whole everyone's like the other streamers are like they didn't like the card, and I just don't know what their leagues were like. I don't know how that happened that they didn't like the card. All right, let's just draw 3 now. Although I guess they could dress down, but they're not going to. Is it ban-worthy broken? It's a little bit early, I think. They're going for dress down Supreme Verdict. Sure. I think we can recover. It's too early for me to say if it's ban-worthy, but it definitely is very similar to a lot of cards that are banned in Modern. Oh, they're gonna play Wrath the Skies instead of Verdict. Sure. And I'm not saying that, like, I'm not trying to trash talk anybody, but I just do think it's very interesting that, like, Respect the Cat and Dingo can play Ketramose and they can be like, mid, and I'm like, this card is broken. And you know, this is part of this is just like variance with Magic. Like Caleb is like doesn't think Mako's very good. There's just, you know, just cool. Is it Relic Pop draw 2 rather than draw 3? So we had a long conversation about this the other day. I wasn't counting like the card from Relic itself. I didn't know that it drew a card from the Relic itself, but I wasn't really thinking about it like as counting as one card for Ketramose, because Ketramose is drawing 2 and Relic is drawing a card, but it's a total of 3. 4 if you count the Relic tap. Card on turn 3. Neither is any 3-drop if you're going to get combo killed turn 3 or if you're going to get aggro killed turn 3. This shouldn't really be much of a point against Ketramose, in my opinion. Yes, it is. Like the only point there is that it's a card that costs 3 mana. That's literally the only thing you're saying. So once we establish that, yes, this card costs 3 mana, it is insane in every other game that doesn't end immediately. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is a big part of the reason why I'm so high on the card, is that it's a 3 mana spell that if the games don't end immediately, it's very broken. I'm not a big Serum Powder fan. In fact, you can have it on turn 3 sometimes anyways. I'm not a big Serum Powder fan. Excuse me. Ancient Stirrings. In fact, and I should have been saying this like on Monday or Tuesday or whatever, but when I say this card is very similar to Oko, it's the same thing. It's like, I have 3 mana, best grindy card in the format. Are you going to combo kill me? Are you going to combo kill me? Because if you're not going to combo kill me, this is going to outgrind you. It's the same thing as Oko. In fact, it's been a lot better than Oko in a lot of games we've played. We ever had a doppelganger encounter in D&D group? I think so. It's been... like, I feel like I have, but I just can't recall a memory of it actually happening. Am I playing a tier 1 deck at the showcase? Well, because it's week 1, I think we might be. Yeah, my DM in chat says maybe you have it, just don't know it. That's true. Do you remember if we've ever had a doppelganger encounter? Our DM has cloned us and given us children, but I don't know if we've actually ever had a real bona fide doppelganger. So we have lethal next turn with Emperor of Bones plus Solitude, so I think we just hold up Felia to not overcommit into an all is best. Momu, 32 months, thank you, welcome back. Like clone kid versions herself. They were half demon and they were adult. And everyone else slaughtered their clones. Except for me. And one other person too. So I guess we're getting K commanded. For 4. So now I'm just deciding, do I want to go for Ketramose? Or do I want to still try to get lethal? 9-10. I think we're ahead on board enough that I'm just going to go cast Ketramose, cast Emperor. Opponent seems to be F6. I mean, if they're F6 they don't have K command, then we're not exactly in bad shape. I guess it's best to flicker Emperor of Bones. Not a huge deal. Don't think flickering a Talisman does anything. Let's grab a Wisp. Spike, I need... Ketramose is terrible so I can get my copies lol. You're welcome. Okay, so we could have won with the Emperor line, but also, again, they just don't have it. Can't really lose. All right. Oh, let's fucking go. So let's think about what would happen if these Break the Ices were Vindicates, because I think I'm going to cut them for Vindicates. So first the Break the Ices and the Phantoms come in over Thoughtseizes and Fatal Pushes. And then I have been wanting the Aven Interrupters as well. And then I've been going down to like one Overlord. Emperor Bones evoke Solitude, exile nothing, but I was trying to play around K command a little bit. Why Vindicate? So Vindicate is better against Amulet Titan than Break the Ices. And Vindicate is also better against Utopia Sprawl than Break the Ices, because it's actually good against it instead of doing nothing. So, despite being one more mana, which can be kind of bad on the draw, I think it's just the better option overall. You can also kill a Karn, you can kill an Eldrazi and like get through lethal. Doing all 4 Vindicates? I think so. I just think Eldrazi is the matchup I'm the most scared of. Vindicate, you could also bring in the Black-White Mirror and like kill Elishnor. And again, it's also better. Like I would just rather draw one here than a break the ice immediately. And although Flicker Wisp is nice. So yeah, just something to think about. Don't play this card, please. I'm popping a lab on turn 2 sometimes. Yeah, but you also have Phantoms for like lab and temple still, so. Okay, top deck the Windswept Heath. Pretty good. Yeah, it also kills Torpor Orb if they get it off Karn. Yeah, I think I'm just on board, I guess. Just on board. Yeah, can we remove the unbanned blocked words at this point? Yeah, I know. I agree. I'm a big hater of when Grief was banned. It feels so odd. Vindicate over Sinkholes. Sinkhole's not legal in Modern. But over Break the Ice. So I sure would love any castable spell. I think my opponent's lagging as well here. Where do you rate Ketramose with Bean? Bean is the best card draw spell ever printed in Modern, better than the One Ring. Ring also better than Ketramose, I think. And then Ketramose, so when I call Ketramose similar to Oko, it plays really similarly to Oko, where it's like 3 mana, you can't outgrind this, unless you can kill it somehow. Oh, I would have loved to have drawn this. I think we're gonna graveyard it. Could be okay still. But it's just like 3 mana, good luck. That's basically what the card reads. 3 mana, good luck. Is it better than Uro? So I put Uro over Oko, and I don't know. It's hard to say. Uro plays pretty different. I would probably put Uro over Ketramose. Did I consider Vanishing Versatile for the sideboard? No, I did not. Could you go and tell me, like, Exile's Breach? That's kind of nice. But I don't exactly know what we're doing with it besides that. So this should stop my opponent from being able to play Coding plus K Return. Is it better than Banned Birthing Pod? Most cards that are see play in Modern are better than Birthing Pod. Birthing Pod shouldn't be banned. You don't like March? Nope. That card doesn't kill lands. I guess it kills Saga. Any card better than Birthing Pod? I think they should unban Birthing Pod. I think it's like also like currently worse than Court of Calling and Birthing Ritual, and like every legal card that these decks play. Got Felia back. So we'll attack Karn, and then I think we just main phase Ephemerate. Thoughts on a Murderous Cut? I'm open to playing a Murderous Cut. If you have a strong feeling for what card is correct to play Murderous Cut over, let me know. I think my opponent is going to type in chat, never drew lands, kind of awkward. Not Witch Enchanter killing coding there would have been a big draw for me. Oh, I'm like not interested in interacting with this coding at all. Maybe I could do it now. I don't even think so. I mean, so they have K return. So if I target the Wisp, I guess let's go ahead and target the Stomping Ground so we kind of incentivize them to cast it now. Would Ponder help blue fair decks such as Murktide? I mean, it might be playable, it might not be playable. Blue cantrips aren't that good. It probably could be unbanned. Ponders can take a long time to resolve, but also, you know, just play Frog instead. So unfortunately, I can't Emperor this turn to exile the K return. So we're just going to play Felia. Let's get back Flicker Wisp, and we can Wisp the Felia. Or sorry, Felia the Wisp, rather. You hit the Talisman here, right? I'm not very interested in Flicker Wisp my Witch Enchanter because they have Kozilek's Return in their hand. If I take that line, they get to kill 2 of my lands. I kill their Talisman, but like my opponent's hand is, you know, they have a Haragast and 2 mystery cards. I'm not too scared of Haragast. Card's so bad. I think I'll play Cut Over Relic number 4. Relics have not seemed cuttable at all so far, but you could do that. Do I miss Aether Vial? Every time I have it opening a hand, I'm like, I sure wish I had 1 Aether Vial, but I mean, Aether Vial is just not that good, and I'm okay. I guess we'd actually just hold up Aven Interrupter, huh? Although this is bad if they get the K return cast trigger, actually. So I could go Emperor of Bones, exile K return, and I could also White Orchid Phantom and Flicker the Phantom. Bad if they drew another K return, I guess. About to have my first midday beer in a long time. Who's joining me? I hope drink in moderation. I did dry January, and I had like 2 beers during Esther's birthday, and I'm just off it. I just like immediately felt like shit. I encourage you to drink in moderation if you can if you can find a good balance, but for me, I just feel so much better. So start to go after these K returns. Probably grab the Trawler here, hit my land drop. I have 2 children, 3, I have 1 beer a month and 7. Yeah, that sounds about nice. Yeah, moderation and balance in all things in life. Very important. So we've got some options. I can White Orchid Phantom the Temple. Okay, my opponent's going to merge Haragast also, which will let them draw 3 cards. Is that even something? I don't know. Oh, I just have lethal. Sorry about that. If we destroy red land, they can't cast. I mean, I'm just gonna get back Felia, flicker this attack for 11, win the game. Do so with Aven Interrupter up. GG. Interrupter is pretty good against K command. Would you agree? I agree if Breach weren't public enemy #1, I see. Yeah, I think the relics are so nice to just have in the main deck against the Breach opponents. Spike, explain Ketramose, and $65. The card is broken. Okay, let's play for a trophy. Let's play for a trophy. All right, keeping our 7. Ross keeps 7. Is Ross streaming? What makes you choose between using my account, Daybreak account is the username? So the Daybreak account is really nice because I get access to all of the cards, and I can. That's really a nice tool to play through leagues. The problem with the Daybreak account is I get no prizes, and I get no qualifier points. So I like to play on my account as much as I can. I also can't play showcase challenges on this account either. So that's the main reason I bought the Ketramoses today, so I can just play them in the showcase challenge tomorrow on my account. But it's also nice to be able to get prizes. It's something I like to play for stakes, and on the Daybreak account there's no stakes. Okay, Graveyard's a Mox Opal, 5 cards in hand. Hopefully no second Tamiyo. Preordain. So I mostly stream on the Daybreak account just when a new set comes out, so I can have the cards, which is great. It's like so unbelievably helpful to have the Daybreak account for these streams. Okay, so let's go take Underworld Breach, take Tamiyo, and then I can play Relic. Yeah, I'm probably playing this tomorrow. It's a little early, you know, like the Monument to Endurance deck has been good too. I think I'm gonna play Vindicate over Break the Ice tomorrow. Might play like a Celestial Purge. It does sound pretty good. Put in top decks a Rumble, revealing another Rumble, a Scalding Tarn, and Emery, and another Scalding Tarn. So probably taking the Tarn. So opponent's hand is Spell Pierce, Grinding Station, Flame of Anor. So we can play the Relic, and now Ross could Spell Pierce this and then Flame of Anor it, which I would be okay with. Do you think the format with Ketramose is going to evolve into Ketramose versus combo, kind of like energy versus combo? I could. I think Hollow One is like also emerging as like a premier aggro deck in the format. We haven't had a premier aggro deck in the format in a while, so it does seem a bit more complicated than that. Could Dispark be good removal? I don't think so. Second trophy means you top the leaderboard. No, someone has. Ross has 3. That's funny. This would technically be my 3rd trophy, but I got 1 on the Daybreak account. Is Boros not considered premier aggro deck? One thing it is, Boros is falling out of favor, but also Boros always toes the line between mid range and aggro. I'm not sure if you would want to consider it a aggro deck or a mid range deck. I guess let me know if like which one you think it is, dear chatters. So I'm going to exile the Mox Opal here. I usually open my chest. I just like to have a ton of play points because I do so much off-stream testing. I burn through them really quick. Plays a lot more like mid-range. Yeah, it definitely like, I don't know. I mean, mid-range is also like the definition is sometimes the ability to transition between aggro and control is what like mid-range sometimes means, or maybe just does mean. I think I'm gonna not. I don't want the Trawler. It's kind of close. I already have the Relic, right? But it still has Spell Pierce Flame, 2 mystery cards. So yeah, I feel like Boros is a mid-range deck. You could think of it as an aggro deck if you want to. Like there was definitely a time where it was occupying the aggro deck slot in the format because it just was like as aggressive as anything else while also being really mid-rangey and controlling. Flicker Relic better. I guess flickering the Relic is better, yeah. If I don't draw anything, then we'll get Tamiyo back for a clue token. Did not draw nothing. Prowess not viable. I don't think I would say that. I think you could potentially have a good build of Prowess. Wow, this is great because now my opponent can't even like Flame of Norfelia. This is kind of gross. So let's target the Trawler to have that up. Although exiling the Bauble also has some value. Did Rumble and Ring coexist in Modern? Yes. If Boros' mid-range deck, is there an aggro deck in the format that gets under Boros? Now I think Hollow One is that deck. Maybe it kind of was before and like kind of underplayed. A little unclear to me. I always felt like it was a little underplayed. But I think definitely now with how good the Shark is. Okay, so implementing just the same sideboard plan. I am too hungry 6 hours into the stream to really rethink this. This is the plan. Wait, Bright Glass Hammer has been the deck command this whole time? Sorry about that. I think the Moxfield's right. We did 5-0 with that deck, though. Wait, how is that even the deck command? Because we played a whole Monument to Endurance League between that. Sorry about that. Oh, I had deck. I think I said... we 5-0'd our one league with the Hammer deck. The Bright Glass Gearhulk was really good. It was just get Sigarda's 8 Hammer, get boot. Like it was just like a crazy beefy 3-for-1 that you could cast really quickly with Drum and Opal. Yeah, we 4-1 with the Monument deck. Lost to Storm. Liking the Monument deck a lot too. Okay, so we're on the draw for game 2. Let's go back to Solitude. Probably should be playing less Solitudes against them, actually. Like first fell, yeah. Oh, Flicker Wisp was good against this. Yeah, you can get Saga with Gearhulk. So we played against like a Smallpox deck where we did just grab Saga, and it was really good. I think we got grabbed Saga a couple times. I do think we probably will play K-Command and Ketramose together at some point. I don't know when that'll be. I guess I should have got Plains off the Heath instead. Kind of minor, but just want to make sure I leave this up and don't let Ross respond to the fetch land. Yeah, I haven't gotten around to Gearhulk Birthing Ritual. Aethedrift has been full of gas, pun intended, and there's just a lot to get to. So, and also like it's a little bit different our testing process. One, because Ketramose is a broken card and it needs a lot of attention, but also there's a showcase challenge tomorrow, so I need to get the broken card as together as possible, and I feel like we're about there for accomplishing that goal. Thankfully. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and pop the Relic. That's a great draw. I'm going to play Flicker Wisp instead of the Wrath Disguise this turn because my opponent doesn't have Consign up, and then also the 3-1 blocks the Tamiyo. How does this deck beat Belcher? Well, we have Thoughtseize, we have White Orchid Phantoms, we have Flicker Wisps. On a scale 1 to 10, how fun am I having brewing with the new set? Probably like an 8 or a 9. This is definitely like a way above average set for me. But also you can do this with Flicker Wisp against also Aven Interrupter. So a lot of good tools in that matchup. The second time doing this today with the Wisp. Sink into the Stupor getting a little bit worse. Is it Strip Mine? Yeah, or Stone Rain, whatever. It's an MDFC. It's an instant. It can't enter the battlefield as an instant. So it does get them. Looking pretty good for our second trophy of the day. It's insane to me so many cards have been power crept out, but somehow Little Flicker Wisp is relevant and it's beautiful. I mean, this happens a lot. Like cards that haven't been viable in a long time become viable with shakeups. Like Pyroclasm is a card that didn't see play in Modern for like 5 years, 6 years. And then when Boros became popular, it's just like one of the most common sideboard cards. Yeah, Commandeer with like Beanstalk. But yeah, Bombardment is a good example. Yeah, lots of stuff like this. Okay. So this is just for the bauble. Notably, you can ephemerate Flicker Wisp on the breach and then comes back end of turn, and then your end of turn and then dies. But I'll let this this one resolve. I'll be nice. Favorite card that sees no play in Modern? Celestia Charm. Yeah, keep a Solitude. Can go Hardcast Solitude with Ephemerate up next turn, maybe. Looking pretty good. Hit a Steambin's Bauble. I haven't play tested with Vials. I really don't think you should play Aether Vial though. You know what I mean? We've got a showcase challenge. I just didn't really feel like I wanted to spend a lot of time playing stuff like Vial and Dark Blast. I just don't believe, and that's the way. Especially with Relic of Progenitus being so good. So what can our opponent have with just Hedge Maze spawn up? I don't really think anything normal. Should I Solitude the spawn? I don't think so. I might be. Maybe I'm supposed to Solitude it. Why not Ephemerate the Rumble? I mean, the card just kind of doesn't do anything. Nature's Claim Bubble. Let's go eat some lunch. Yeah, this is fine to resolve, but we also just have deterministic lethal. Let's just kill him and go to lunch. 6 hours and 22 minutes into the stream. Five-0. Second trophy today. Been a while since we double trophied. Happy Valentine's. So I think I'm going to play this in the showcase tomorrow. Glad that we got our vibe check in. Glad that it's just looking pretty good. I'm glad that we played Esper in the challenge today and determined that like Black-White just seems to be the better build. I'm glad we found the Vindicate tech. I'm going to play Vindicate over Break the Ices going into tomorrow as a heads up to y'all who are trying to stay on top of the curve. Let's open 27 treasure chests. Hopefully some Ketramose is in here. Okay, let's open this, but a 6, a 1 ring. That used to be worth some money. All right, let's open this yellow booster. Yeah, good stream today. Ketramose. I'm assuming one could be in here. Okay. Back tomorrow. Showcase challenge. What time does it start? It starts at 10 a.m. our time. So I'll be